Good morning.
Good morning, Beaufort.
Let me tell you, the loop is a trek.
I will say, as we're in our third state, South Carolina officially,
Oh my God, yeah, we're in South Carolina.
Carly and I are headed to Beaufort today. We had a great time in Savannah. We didn't vlog because it was St. Patrick's Day and we were all around town. I think we walked like 7 miles.
8 miles, probably.
Closer to 8.
Yeah.
Had the dogs.
Had a full jam-packed weekend, and I felt like we got to really see downtown Savannah in one day.
Yeah.
But what we really want to talk about from Savannah is Thunderbolt Marina, where we stayed. There's Thunderbolt Marina, and then there's Thunderbolt Marine. And we're going to take you back a couple days when we got a full tour of the entire facility by the president, Ernie. Guys, this place is amazing. So I'm going to have Evan tell you about Thunderbolt Marine.
Carly and I had a great time in Savannah, and I wanted to talk more about the Thunderbolt Marine itself. So we stayed at the marina, but the Marine was, wow, really cool experience for both of us to walk through. It reminded me of engineering school when I got to tour different manufacturing sites like John Deere and other like industrial places, except this was our love of boats. Rather than new production, it's all retrofit and service. So they have in-house upholstery, incredible. They have in-house woodworking, which we walked through, and they can bring anything from a drawing to life. The upholstery was really cool because they do the foam, they do the vinyl, they do all the backing, the plates for the top of your boat. Anything that you could dream up, they could make. They also do simple jobs like bottom paint. And because of Thunderbolt's location, they're a great spot for getting above that hurricane line for insurance reasons. Really cool facility. Definitely check them out, thunderboltmarine.com. I was thoroughly impressed.
Now we are crossing, what is this, the last inlet before you head into the Beaufort area.
Yep, this is the north side of Hilton Head Island.
We haven't really vlogged much today just because it's been, let me tell you, the loop is a trek. We heard this before we left. It's not a vacation, it's an adventure. It's just constant like planning and figuring out where to go next and with what time you have and what the weather is doing, and we're just hanging in there. But we've been officially on the loop for 1 month.
Yeah, it's been 1 month, 500 miles, just under 100 hours underway.
Yep. Oh, I would like to
incredible.
say something really, really sweet that my grandpa said. It's so cute. Our grandparents and our parents and a lot of our family and friends are tracking us on Nebo. And my grandpa texted us this morning when he saw that we were leaving Savannah, and he said how he used to spend a good amount of time on Hilton Head, and it was so sweet. I'm just gonna have to read the message. At the north end of the island is a park, and I would go there and watch the yachts heading north. Wave to me when you pass by, my thoughts are still there. So that's it right there. We did just wave, and I'm gonna send him a video of it, but I just think that's the sweetest thing. My thoughts are still there, and I'm sure that's gonna be us for the entire loop. Our thoughts will be in so many places, and what a special thing to say.
Yeah, that was thoughtful.
Yeah.
I will say, as we're in our third state, South Carolina officially,
Oh my God, yeah,
we
we're in South Carolina.
already have a change of scenery. It went from marsh to, we have trees again.
Yeah.
So it's very pretty. The water is less brown.
Yes, Georgia was so muddy because of all that marshland.
Yep.
Onward to Beaufort. Okay, as you can see, it's another sunset docking, or I guess we're gonna grab a mooring ball. Looks like there's a couple available here in Beaufort. So yeah, we're ready to just kind of chill out for a couple days here because we have been on the go. So it'll be nice to be back into a routine for a couple days.
Carly and I are in Beaufort, South Carolina, It's such a charming little town. We've been here 3 nights. We're going to be leaving Saturday morning. The marina behind us is super cute. It's the second oldest town behind Charleston, fun fact. This afternoon we're going to go to a gin distillery, which is unique because that's Carly's favorite liquor of choice, actually.
After seeing all that we could in the time we had and leaving our literal mark on Beaufort, we were off again on a 2-day cruise to Charleston.
It's 10:45, it's almost lunchtime already. We've been up, moving. We both showered, we walked and got bagels and coffee. We pumped out, we refilled water, got some diesel. We're underway and we're cooking. 6.5 knots right now. We have about 25 miles we want to do today, and then we're going to anchor. We're going to do, I think, 40 about tomorrow, and then we'll be cruising into Charleston. Skies are blue, a little chilly, actually nice. I have a t-shirt and my jacket on. Right now, biggest worry is making sure we time the tide with the really, really shallow area that is going to be coming up short.
It's sooner? I think it's closer to where we're anchoring. Or maybe it's like definitely in the middle.
I think it's in the middle or sooner. And since all those things are great and we're on the water, of course something has to happen. We saw this morning that the Dismal Swamp is closed because of construction. And we're really looking forward to that section. We were going to go through it right before we get to Norfolk. Now we're going to have to stay in the ICW the whole way. Unfortunate. A lot of people say that's a cool area. I was excited for it.
Yeah, it's really sad actually for us.
So nothing we can do about it, but that just sucks.
For us, we can't go through the Dismal Swamp because we just recently, of course, just this week signed up for the Spring Rendezvous. And so if you're not going to the Rendezvous and you're not to Norfolk yet, you could still go through the Dismal Swamp this year. But we need to be in Norfolk by the first weekend in May, which means we can't go through the Dismal Swamp, which is so sad because we've literally said, us and Josh and Haley, we were really excited to go through there. So it's kind of a bummer. Maybe it's meant to be because we were talking about how we'd probably have to take a day or two off of work to do that, but yeah, it's a little sad.
Slacker, do you copy?
Slacker here.
Switch to 1-7.
1-7. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, Beaufort.
What's the plan here? Are you leading? Am I gonna do a port pass?
Yeah, you can pass on the port. I was just kind of slowly. I didn't want to make it to that spot too quickly, so I'm literally just putzing along.
All right, we are officially in that narrow section. I don't really know what it's called, but we're in the Ashepoo River, right?
Yeah.
So
Ashepoo Cut.
Ashepoo Cut. So I think at low tide, like it's just not manageable to get through, but Evan's doing a great job keeping an eye on our depth. We are an hour and a half from high tide, so still on a rising tide. The tide difference is, it's only a 5-foot tide here. Well, recurring theme for us seems to be changing our plans in the middle of our cruise because we were going to anchor at this one spot near Fenwick State Park, or it's the Fenwick anchorage, and we realized there's another really shallow cut to go through after that. So we might as well make the most of our high tide right now and just keep going. So we found another anchorage that I'm hopeful about. It's near a boat ramp, so hopefully the anchorage is okay, and then that's a great spot for the dogs. But yeah, we're just always changing our plans. It is day 2 of our Beaufort to Charleston cruise. We are up before the sunrise. It's always a little hard getting out of bed, especially when the weather is in the 40s, but the sunrises have been so amazing here in the South. We got Evan doing an engine check before we leave.
So before we get going and you're doing an engine check, what are things that you're looking for?
I checked the oil first to check the level between the max and the min, and also to get a gauge on the color of the oil. Brand new oil's like golden color like this picture. We're about at 100 hours, so I'm going to need to do an oil change in Charleston. And the oil's getting darker and thinner, so I'm just going to top it off because I'm a little bit below the min line.
Yeah. Is that the only thing you're really looking at, is the oil level?
That's the biggest piece. I also checked transmission, so that's good.
And typically you check the fuel level the night before we leave somewhere, but we filled up yesterday. So we're good there.
Yep. It is basically glass out this morning. A little bit of flutter in the flag. Could not be better. And then you got the burrito over there wrapped up.
She was a little chilly. I feel like I could feel her shivering this morning. She's so pathetic. I did just post a reel on Instagram for our video of our time in St. Mary's. So if you haven't seen that video, go back a couple, go check it out. Pulling into this historic city by boat, our home, it feels monumental. We talked about this moment back in Stuart. Charleston felt so far away then, just another dot on the map. Although only about 500 miles in, it's a reminder of how far we've already come. Stay tuned for next week's video when our week in Charleston doesn't go completely as planned, but until then, we want to say thank you to our most recent patrons for joining us on this adventure. Every stop, every mile, every quiet morning on the water has been a gift. We're so grateful for everyone who's been following along and cheering us on. This is more than a trip. It's the experience of a lifetime, and it means everything to share it with you. We love you all. Bye.